Добар ден, почитувани гледачи. Денеска повторно гостуваме во вашите домови со емисијата Македонско издание, која што се емитува секоја втора сабота на каналите 10, 63, 84 и во High Definition 510 на Роджерс телевизија во ова исто време. Репризите на Македонско издание се емитуваат наредниот четврток во 5:30 попладне, после оригиналното емитување на Роджерс телевизија. За сите оние кои не следат на интернет, емисиите се перманентно поставени на нашиот сајт www.macedonianedition.tv. Денеска е 27 јуни 2015 година, а ова е 359-та емисија на Македонско издание. Јас сум продуцентот и водителот на оваа емисија, Победа Пискачева, и ви благодарам што одлучивте во наредните 30 на минути да бидете заедно со нас. Емисијава ја започнуваме со нашата редовна порака. За да набавите возило со врвен квалитет, по поволни финансиски услови, јавете се кај Дени на телефон 905-881-3900 и прашајте за спектакуларниот попус за месец јуни, во кој сите оние кои ќе финансираат или ќе земат на лизинг возило, ќе добијат додатни поволности. Освен Денис Пасовиќ, кој е генерален менеджер, можете да ги побарате Бане Јокиć, кој е бизнис менеджер, и Рада Вазиć, која што е финансиски менеджер. Нова локација каде можете да ги добиете овие сите поволности е во Хај Парк на 3275 Dundas Street West, Торонто, со телефон 416 762 7537. Денешнава емисија ја започнуваме со интервјуто што го снимивме со канадската, сега веќе пензионирана оперска пејачка Рики Туровски од Торонто, која неодамна издаде своја автобиографија наречена Aria Song of a Life. Интервјуто го води Елизабет Наумовски.
Today, I'd like to introduce you to a really good friend of mine who is an incredible retired soprano opera singer. Her name is Riki Turovsky, and she's written this incredible book called Aria, the Song of a Life. Now, Riki, why did you decide to write this book?
Well, Liz, I decided to write the book because I have had many challenges in my life and had adversity and was able to overcome many of those things. And I thought that perhaps it would help people who are struggling from day to day, whether young people, old people, we all have tragedies in our lives, and a way to find happiness, which I was fortunate enough to do, just in many ways by accident, that I worked and I decided that I really had to make it through days when days were not so terrific. And I was able to overcome obstacles and eventually become an opera singer.
Yeah, I think it's really important to make a point here. So many people struggle right now, whether it's mental health, whether it's a family tragedy, whether it's cancer. You have been through many tragedies in your life and you've overcome them. And one of the reasons why is because you look at the glass as being half full rather than half empty. Now, did that help you not only in your day-to-day life with the tragedies, but in becoming really successful in singing opera around the world?
I think it did, of course, because, you know, whether you're an opera singer or an actor, an author, you run up against obstacles all the time. It's not easy. I always tell young people who are embarking on careers in the arts and in theater that it is difficult, that you've got to have a tough skin, that really you've got to be flexible, you've got to be resilient, you have to believe in yourself and never give up. And I think that basically, because, you know, many young artists do very well when they're in school and they're the stars of their high school and or even in university. I think, well, that's it. But in fact, it isn't. Once you get out into real life and there's a lot of competition out there and you go to your first audition or you have your first review that's poor, you have to say, no, I'm good. I can do this. I'm going to pick myself up and I'm going to just start all over again, as the song once said. So I do believe that. I think that you have to believe in yourself and you have to look on the sunny side of things and you have to say, okay, I'm grateful. That's one of my big things, is that no matter how bad things are for you, you give thanks for what you do have, and you also do things for other people. And if you do something nice for someone who is in a less fortunate position than yourself, before you know it, you're happy, you're feeling fulfilled.
That's one of the keys to right now. There's such a huge sense of entitlement with everybody, and you hit the nail on the head. Giving back is huge, and you do give back. You give back a lot with your time, with the food bank, with the Canadian Opera Company. How do you find the balance in your day-to-day life to give so much? And you don't ask anyone for anything either. I mean, you just keep giving.
Well, I think it's important. I think that if you do have resources, and I'm very fortunate to have those, that we really have to be responsible. And I think it's a very Canadian thing too, that we care about others. We care about people who are in less good circumstances than ourselves. Aside from the arts, we're big supporters of our hospitals, Princess Margaret, St. Michael's, Mount Sinai. We're very fortunate to have such good hospital care here and to have great doctors. And so if we can afford it, we support them. And we do. But even as a young person, I would give. I was taught that I had to give. And I think that it doesn't matter what you give. It's just giving back and giving to people who are less fortunate than yourself.
Oh, I agree 100%. I just wanted to step back one comment ago where you said you had to be thick-skinned. You didn't wake up one morning and decide that you wanted to be an opera singer, let alone a soprano. It is not a normal job that somebody would wake up and want to do. If you had words of wisdom that would help somebody out there in trying to reach their dreams or their goals, what would it be?
Well, I think one is don't give up. If you really believe in yourself, I think it is good. I have taught some young people in career training. It's not all bad to have a plan B, because sometimes things don't go as we plan and you may get married, you may have children. So it's good to have a backup plan. I think believing in yourself, I think be realistic and be flexible. I think you just nowadays, particularly in the arts, you have to be flexible. You can't just decide, oh, I'm going to just do those roles, that. You have to be able to adjust and maybe not just be a chameleon, but I think you basically have to just be aware of what's going on. And if you don't quite reach your goal, be a little bit flexible and hold on and believe, and then you will attain it.
Now, I just want to get back to your book. I read it. I was at an airport reading it and actually sat there with a glass of wine and cried because you do go through a lot of tragedy in your book. How did you wrap your brain around writing this and being honest and truthful to yourself when you wrote it?
It was very difficult. When I first started writing this, I sort of glossed over the tragic parts. And I was fortunate to have a mentor who said to me, you can't do that. You've got to dig deep and you've got to hang it all out and you've got to let people know what you went through. And so I did have to do that. And yes, lots of tears were shed by myself while I was writing it. And lots of memories came back to me because I when you start digging deep and you start remembering the tragedies and you realize, my goodness, I closed my mind, I closed my memory mind about what had happened just to protect yourself. And so, no, I had to dig deep and I had to shed those tears. And it was the only way that the book would have any truth to it.
And you have a book signing coming up at Indigo. And it what's the date?
The date is June 28th, and it's at the Indigo store at Yonge and Eglinton. June 28th is a Sunday afternoon, and it starts at noon, and I hope people will come down and say hello.
I hope so too. It's a fabulous book, and I think everyone will get at least one really, really good thing out of it. In your book, you discuss what your favorite opera is, and I know that you have a favorite. So could you please just give us a tiny sample of it? Because your voice is incredible. And I have to say to you as well, when I heard you sing that one time, you were here, there was a book signing, and when you sang, my girlfriends looked at me and said, oh my God, I thought every crystal chandelier in your house was going to explode. So if you could just give us a little bit of that explosion, that would be great.
Well, I don't want to ruin any of your chandeliers, but let's see, we'll try it. You have to imagine that there's an orchestra playing along.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was fun.
За сите ваши потреби да купите ново или користено возило под поволни финансиски услови и технички да их одржувате Дени или Рада од Nissan Willowdale ќе ви помогнат на наш јазик 905-881-3900.
А сега, почитувани гледачи, следува една музичка номера. Уште еден настан деновиве се одржа во комунава. Имено, македонско издание беше покането на промоцијата на книгата The Financial Toolbox од авторот Джеси Кристо, инаку македонец по потекло. Во продолжение проследете дел од промоцијата, како и интервјуто со авторот.
So I'm 6 years ago moved to Toronto, and 4 months later I'm a resident of Princess Margaret Hospital. And one of the doctors looks at me and implies that I should get my affairs in order. And I just looked back at him and I went, I haven't had any affairs. And he goes, oh, you can go home now. And so it didn't work out that way. But so here I am in a foreign city, trying to start all over again. And 7 months after I got the diagnosis, they said you're cancer free. So thank God for that one. And but how do you start all over again in a foreign city when you just don't know anybody? Foreign, I'm from North Bay, so anything more than 6 people and a cow is big to me, right? So I just started showing up. And one of the places I showed up was a place where a whole bunch of other out-of-work, broke authors were, because when I went through the cancer, I was off for 2 years, and we had to declare bankruptcy, and I had some partners who owed me $250,000, and they said, we're not going to pay you. And it was like, okay, so here we go. Didn't know what to do. I started showing up. And the reason I'm telling you this story is because of the miracle of showing up. When Jesse asked me to write the foreword for the book, it was an honor. It was more of an honor when I actually read the book. And it was like, holy cow, this stuff really works. I really do wish I had this book years ago. And the miracle that happened this morning, and what James forgot to tell you about my introduction, the book that I wrote on Tuesday, I spent 12 hours in the Toronto Transit Commission on the subway, and I didn't get off the subway until the book was done. So yeah, it's done. So I don't know if PTC, if I'm going to get them to sponsor me or I'm going to sue them, but it's one or the other. There's going to be something. But so hopefully that's going to get out. So that was my first miracle this week. The second miracle was this morning when I reread the book, because when I read it the first time, it didn't have an introduction. And there's a story about me and my trials and tribulations on page 39 there, where I said if I would have had this book, I wouldn't have done it. But when I read the introduction this morning, I literally dropped the book. And because when I got out of the cancer hospital and I had to start all over again, my former wife and I were still best friends, but we would do anything just to get going. Because I was an entrepreneur and she was a homemaker, we fell through the cracks. There was no financial support for us. And thank God somebody sold me an insurance. Somebody like Jesse, as a matter of fact, he could be Jesse's twin brother, I kid you not, sold me a policy back in 1986 that I paid $35 a month on, that it was sold through Great West Life. So I thought it was a life insurance policy. And it turned out it was a disability policy. So Jesse's twin brother saved my life because we found out this policy works. So if you don't have a disability, get disability. I don't sell insurance, but talk to Jesse, right? And Jesse, 10% goes to the Barry Skilchak Slim Down Fund.
Почитувани гледачи, разговараме со Джеси Кристом, авторот на оваа книга, и we would like to introduce you to our viewers of Mastermind Edition. Jesse Christo.
Yes.
Author of the book named
The Financial Toolbox, your best business guide to less tax, greater profit, and more time.
Why is the title like that?
Well, that's a good question. I would have to say it's been a work in progress for the past 15 years in my practice and 20 years in the industry, where my intention is to help business owners make better financial decisions one tool at a time. And each chapter in the book is represented by a tool that you'll find in a toolbox.
What can we learn from this book that we don't know up to now?
Wow. Well, I find that often people use solutions, I call them duct tape solutions. And they're often a hasty solution that's done without the right tools. And often that could cost people a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy. Knowing how to use the right tools and when to use them is ultimately what this book's for. It'll help people make sure that they will be able to retire and not outlive their money. A number of things. There's so many things in the book. It's taken me 2 years to put it together, and it's very exciting. And I'm honored to have you here and part of it.
also who should have this book?
Ultimately, I would say the book is designed for business owners and entrepreneurs to help them make better financial decisions. But about 65% of the book, 2/3 of the book, is effective for people whose business is to make sure that they want to retire with enough money and not outlive their money, or save their tax in a household, educate their children, a number of things. There's so much that I crammed into this book over the past 2 years. It's pretty exciting.
It's already a bestseller, and where people can find your book.
They could go to my website, thefinancialtoolboxbook.com. That would probably be the best place to go.
Jesse, we just want to say that we're very proud that a Macedonian has done such a big thing. What do you think about your heritage?
Oh my God. Well, my heritage, where would I be without my heritage? In fact, my parents have set the example for me based upon their choice to be an entrepreneur when I was younger. I saw the struggles that they went through. I saw their successes. I saw what they became through that, because we talked about this at the dinner table. It was inspiring, and you may have heard about my inspiration from the struggles that I saw and the uncles that I had, and the challenges that they faced, and my desire to have wanted to help them in a way that I never could have when I was young. And I gravitated towards helping people financially make better financial decisions, and not ultimately avoid the struggles my uncles went through. So part of me connects to the fact that I'm honored and blessed to be able to help people in a way that I was never able to help my uncles, and it means everything to me. It's my purpose and passion.
One last question. Have you ever been to Gabreš?
No, I haven't. I have not been to Gabreš. You know, that might be on the trip. My wife generally looks at our travel itinerary, but that could be an interesting trip.
So we wish you a good trip to Macedonia.
Thank you. Thank you. Hopefully in the near future. My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you for being part of this.
За сите ваши потреби да купите ново или користено возило под поволни финансиски услови и технички да их одржувате, Дени или Рада од Nissan Willowdale ќе ви помогнат на наш јазик. 905-881-3900.
И во денешнава емисија имаме неколку информации. За сите ваши прослави и одбележувања користите ги банкет салите во црквата Свети Климент Охридски во Торонто. За информации и резервации јавете се на 416-421-7451. 73-тиот поред голф турнир Macedonian Open во организација на канадското македонско место ќе се одржи на 8 јули годинава во Кардинал голф клуб, кој што се наоѓа на 2740 Davis Drive West во Кинг, Онтарио. Подгответе се за уште едно спортско такмичење и дружење, кое оваа година го одбележува своето 73 годишно постоење. За регистрација одете на www.macedonianopen.com. За професионално и поволно дизајнирање на вебсајтови побарете ги TJ Hosting на 647-547-3061. И секако читајте македонски вести сега и со детални информации и важни надписи за македонската комуна во Торонто. За сите врсти на животно осигурување, осигурување за критични болести, осигурување на вашиот кредит за куќа, инвалидско и здравствено осигурување и осигурување кога патувате, јавете се на 647-977-0233. Ние ќе ви помогнеме да го одберете најдоброто и најповолното осигурување за вас. При самиот крај на емисијава повторно следнава порака. За да набавите возило со врвен квалитет по поволни финансиски услови, јавете се кај Дени на телефон 905 881 3900 i prašajte za spektakularni popust za месец јуни. Тоа е се, почитувани гледачи, што подготвивме за оваа емисија на македонско издание до нашата наредна средба за 2 недели, кога повторно ќе се видиме со нова програма. Ви благодарам за вашето ценето внимание, пријатно и довидување.